Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another Brunch with Bree. This one is a special one, mostly because I don't really have strong advice this time, that I've been thinking about for a while. I mean, I guess in a way I have. I've been thinking about it for the last 7 years. So it's going to really cover a lot of my insights and even gifts received during my near-death experience. And I know some of you are part of my group because you know that I've had this transformative near-death experience. Some of you are a part of it because you want transformation and you know nothing about my past, my NDE. So I just wanted to kind of come on and share regardless of whether you know much about my story or not. So I'm here and welcome to Insights and Gifts I Received from my NDE. It is an absolutely beautiful day outside, which is why I've got a different change of scenery. I've craved the outside. I am such a sunflower that the winter is really hard, and I just cannot wait for the sun to come out all day in beautiful warmth, watching things blossom and come into life. It's kind of funny, as a death doula, I am kind of really obsessed with life. I think that's what makes me a good death doula. All right. So my NDE was 7 years ago, 7 years and a month, actually. And it was a pretty interesting story, at least I think it is. Several other people think it is as well. I have the full story up I've been interviewed as a guest on many, many podcasts. I think maybe 25-ish now. And most of those that have videos are on my website. You can find that at brionicllc.com/interviews. If you want to hear the whole story, go further in depth if any of this piques your interest. I've also written 2 books about it. One was the metaphysical paranormal journey leading up to my near-death experience. And the other one is more about the insights and gifts I've received. That combined with the gifts and insights I received from having a rare chronic illness that I ended up healing from. So all of that could be found on my website. If you've never ventured there, just head on over. It's pretty simple, so it won't overwhelm you, hopefully. It's brionicllc.com. So getting deep into my experience with things I really wanted to share. One was the overwhelming message of joy. And it's not just a message, it's energy. Love is powerful. It is strength. It is creative. And it is where we're stemmed from. So when I first left my body, I was in nothing but loving energy. And it was absolutely amazing. I was not in a human form. I didn't know of this human self called Bree, and I was just surrounded by pure loving energy. And that was the basis of all creation. Another part of my experience that I want to share is how powerful our thoughts are. In part of my experience, I would have a thought and it would instantly create, instantly manifest. And in that, there was no fear, there was no pain, so it was okay. Yeah, I had experiences where I would have a thought, oh, what happens if I get too close to that flame? Will I melt? Sure enough, I was instantly under the flame, melted. And then I luckily had a thought, I wonder if anyone will put me back together. And sure enough, other beings in this experience put me back together. But it happened instantly, without words. Thoughts were so fast at creating because we were just pure energy. There was actually no physical matter. There was no, not really many of our 3D senses. So thoughts created reality instantaneous. And here it can be really frustrating. We have these thoughts of grandeur and things that we really want to accomplish. And I apologize, there are a lot of people mowing today. Part of our 3D world, right? So we have, these thoughts that we want manifested. We, try and we do meditations. We work really hard, and it just takes time. But in reflecting on some of my own impatience in these creations, I have understood how much of a blessing it is while we're experiencing this 3D physical life. Because there's a bunch of mowers and tractors out today. If you just have the thought, oh, what happens if I stand in front of them and get, my foot run over? Well, if that was to happen in my experience, as soon as you had that thought it would happen, you'd be in front of the mower getting your foot run over. Luckily, in my experience, there was no pain or fear, but here there is. So we are blessed with the sense of time. And the fact it takes so long for this energetic thought to slow down into our material reality. We are blessed. It can be frustrating, I know, but we're also blessed because how many negative thoughts come in and out of our heads throughout the day, and weird ones. Like, how many times have you been on the side of a cliff and you just have the urge to jump off? Like, oh, what would happen if I fell off or jumped off? You're probably grateful that it doesn't just happen. So grateful for the time that we have here to change our wavelengths, change our thoughts, change our frequencies, and slow down the right thoughts we have, right? So those are the two biggest insights I wanted to share today. I think that, there's so much more and so much I experienced, but for today, those are the two biggest, most important ones I wanted to share. Thoughts create our reality, and we should be grateful of the time it can take. And two, love is creation. So when you create from love, that is a powerful, beautiful source. And it actually helps accelerate that slowing down process from a thought to reality. So if you have any other questions about some other insights, or, if you have specific questions, feel free to let me know, send me a message, check out my website. Tons of information that I've just been divulging and, understanding. Oh, we lost volume for a second. Sorry about that. I don't know at what point that ended, so I will just back up. How have I connected with these creation abilities in my own life after my near-death experience? Well, it sure took a long time. It took me probably another 5 years to figure out the possibilities and really understand. Apparently my microphone has died, so that is why we keep losing volume. All right. So it took me a while to understand why I had this experience and how to utilize what I learned and what exactly I even learned. So it took me about 5 years of processing, and heck, it took me that long to even believe that I had this experience. But knowing that our thoughts create a reality is super powerful. And what I like to tell my clients is that your thoughts create reality and your emotions pull it in towards you. But the two strongest emotions are gratitude, which falls under love and, love and appreciation, and fear. And under fear falls worrying, anxiety, all that stuff, ruminating. So if you have this thought and you have this feeling towards it, it creates it faster. Well, I get frustrated sometimes because I've been able to create amazing things. I was able to turn off a deep brain stimulator, heal myself of a rare chronic illness that I'd experienced symptoms for pretty drastically for 22 years. And so when other things don't happen as fast as that one happened for me, I can get frustrated, and I have to be my own coach, and talk to myself like I talk to my clients, and internally, externally, whatever it takes. But it's so important that you follow, you have that thought, you have that feeling, and you keep at it every day, all day, every day. So some things have come up where I haven't met my goals for my business. I set, pretty huge goals for myself, as I always do. That's always who I've been since I was a child, before my near-death experience, afterwards, doesn't matter. And when I don't hit those goals and life keeps throwing life at me, monetarily wise, I saw myself in a period where I thought to myself, I can't afford it. I can't afford this. I can't afford to hire help. I can't afford to go treat myself to this thing. And what is that? That is living in lack. That is not living in gratitude. So I have made the shift to, I am grateful for everything I have right now. I'm grateful for the successes I have made. I'm grateful for the opportunity to keep growing. I am grateful. And out of gratitude, things happen. Things become abundant. When you live in a place of lack, the universe gives that to you. So I no longer say, I can't afford your services. If it's somebody that's reaching out to try to help me, or if someone invites me to go do something, it's not, I can't afford it. It's, I'm grateful for the opportunity. The universe will provide. And I'm grateful that the universe will help me out. So that's one way I have learned to use this ability for creation. One is healing, super, super powerful. I'm still working on different healing aspects of my life. I don't know if you guys have been following my journey on my personal profile, but there's some more healing going on. There's endless healing. I don't know anyone on this earth who has ever been completely healed from everything. So if you need help healing, let me know. Drop me a comment, send me a message. We can get you fast-tracked. Now, part of my abilities that I found out were super overwhelming when I came back from my near-death experience. First off, I didn't even know really that I had a near-death experience. I wasn't really sold on that idea. Even after listening to other NDEers share their stories, they sounded nothing like mine. So I wasn't really convinced, first off, and then everything was so overwhelming. I came back with medical intuition. I could tell what was wrong in somebody's body because I could feel it for myself. I would pass car accidents and be able to tell you if they had whiplash, seatbelt rash, broken bones, head injury, or if they had succumbed to the accident. And it was very overwhelming. I was also able to hear people around me's thoughts. And I mean, as far as in a whole restaurant, I could hear somebody's thoughts across the way. It was extremely overwhelming. And I just really wasn't sure how to deal with any of that. But now, after actually coming to terms with the fact I had this experience and that I was blessed and honored with these gifts, I am now able to help my clients. And you don't even need to know exactly what is wrong with you to be able to heal it. It helps, helps you focus and helps you have that little edge up in creation, but it's not a necessity. However, if it's something you're curious about, or you also don't care, it helps me in the way that I am also connected to the spiritual realm, and I am guided into how to guide somebody in healing themselves. And I could kind of tell what's wrong and the different paths they need to take in order to heal. So that is why I've developed this program that teaches you how to heal yourself. And part of the program, a huge part, is working with me one-on-one, because I'm guided to guide you spiritually on what directions you need to go and what actions you need to take. So that has been a huge honor, a huge blessing. I am so excited to be able to help people in this way. And, I don't heal people. I just teach them and guide them how to heal themselves. And that is so huge. Occasionally, I do still hear people's thoughts, which are really fun. I'm not around a lot of people these days, so I think between the fear of hearing people's thoughts and just kind of stepping into remote work and, just staying in my own home and hiking by myself and the dogs, it's kind of dissipated, but once in a while that's really fun. It's only happened in person though. I would love to learn how to do it remotely. I am in the process of learning some remote viewing and some other cool tricks and tools to get out of this 3D physical body, which is still possible. There's amazing stories of other people doing it, and I've done it a few times already. So if there are any other questions, feel free to send me a message, drop a comment. I go back and look at the comments, of course. And if you want to hear about more of the lessons I've learned in my near-death experience, feel free to ask me. Or there's this beautiful webinar I am so grateful to be a part of. I got chose to host this webinar through IANDS groups and events, and IANDS is the International Association for Near-Death Studies, and it will be discussing the lessons I've learned in full through my near-death experience. Also, the lessons I learned about facing my own mortality as a child with my rare chronic illness. It was undiagnosed for 8 years as it progressed, and I was positive it was going to kill me, so I faced my mortality from a young age. And the also special part of this is what I've learned as a death doula on the deathbed of others, what they share, their regrets, their hopes, their insights, their fears, their confidence, whatever it may be, learning from the deathbed of others. So it's going to be all about embracing life's wisdom through mortality and what death, dying, and the afterlife can teach us about living today. If you are interested in that, there is a link on this video, and if the link disappears on the replay, it's also going to be posted a bunch. You can also go to IANDS groups and events and scroll for me. It's July 6th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you need more conversions, let me know. And the best part, it's only $10 for people who aren't members. So there's not really, if you have the time and you are interested in this topic, super accessible, and I would love to see you there.